Hi, and welcome to another 2-Minute Tuesday. Do you ever find that sometimes things on the shop floor don't go according to plan? Today I'm going to show you a process that will help keep your Epicor Kinetic ERP system more in sync with your shop floor. In today's video, I'll show you how to use the Production Yield Recalculation Process, and I'm going to try to do it in 2 minutes or less. But first, a quick message about us here at Eris Consulting. An eris is the sharp edge formed by the intersection of arches. Where the two complex shapes meet, a simple shape is formed. At Eris Consulting, the eris represents the point where the complex becomes simple. Whether you need implementation assistance, training, or business intelligence services, Eris Consulting is there to help your ERP system evolve. Eris Consulting, we make the complex simple. Let's put 2 minutes on the clock. Before we can run the production yield recalculation process, we need to configure a few things first. We'll start with site configuration. Under the production section, we're looking for the production yield group. We need to check the adjust job quantities box, or else Epicor will not adjust any of the quantities on our jobs during the calculation process. Enabling the production yield default checkbox will make it so that the production yield checkbox on all new jobs will be checked by default. The send adjustment alert checkbox lets Epicor know that we would like to know when a job's quantity has been adjusted. Next, we need to go configure the operations that we want this recalculation process to apply to. We'll do that within the operations master. Here you will find that there's a production yield group as well. Enabling the create shop warning and send shop warning alert will enable shop warnings and shop warning alerts based on the variance under percent and variance over percent that you define here. These are delivered via the standard shop warnings and shop alerts programs. We'll want to check the recalculate expected yield checkbox, or else Epicor will not adjust our quantities based on this operation. And last but not least, we'll set a recalculation yield under percent. This will be the threshold used to determine when to adjust quantities and when not to. This must be a non-zero number if you want an adjustment made. It's important to note that for the moment, Epicor will only adjust quantities downward to a lower number. Thus, there is only a field for recalculate yield under percent. If you would like to see the ability to adjust yields in an upward fashion as well, please vote for the feature enhancement request that I've submitted as an Epicor idea. You'll find the link below in the description. Now back to the video. Now we're off to job entry. For a job to qualify for our calculation process, it must be in the same site as we configured earlier, and at least one of the operations included in the job needs to be configured as well. Lastly, the production yield calculation box needs to be checked. That's it for setup. Now let's get down to how it works. From here, we just enter production as we normally would. It doesn't really matter if you use MES or time and expense entry. It all works the same. In this case, we'll use time and expense entry and we'll enter a normal labor quantity, which leaves the total quantity for our job just a bit short. Now, it's important to stress that only operations that are marked complete are considered for the production yield recalculation process. If the operation is not complete, it's ignored. So we'll mark this short operation complete manually. If we take a look at the operations on our job, we can now see that we've only completed 95 out of 100 pieces on the shear operation. And now all we have left to do is to run the production yield recalculation process. You can choose to run this process on a predefined schedule, or you can run it in continuous mode where it will automatically run every X minutes, 1 by default. For our purposes here, we'll just run it a single time and we'll run it right now. As we go look at our job that we entered our time against earlier, we can now see that the remaining operations have been adjusted down to the quantity that we completed through the shear operation. And there you have it. We've successfully run the production yield recalculation process.